My ex-wife wants to meet after months of silence. I spoke with common friends, and they say she is struggling. Should I meet my ex-wife to see what she really wants, or protect myself and keep moving on? My ex-wife and I were together for almost 8 years, married for 5. Things fell apart slowly, not because of one big event, but because of 1,000 small ones. Fights that started over nothing and led nowhere, emotional distance between the two of us, and other things like this. For the last 2 years of our marriage, she kept saying she wasn't happy and wanted space. I tried to fight for us, therapy, dates, long talks, everything. But when she finally told me she wanted a divorce, I didn't beg. I had fought for our marriage for so long that by then, I knew it was over. The moment those words left her mouth, something in me just shut down. I simply said, okay, and let it happen. It's been months since we last spoke. The last time we texted, it was purely logistical about the house, documents, and about some stuff she left behind. Cold detached, like we were strangers cleaning up the remains of what used to be a life. Since then, I've been focused on myself. The first few months were hell, but lately things have started to turn around. I've even begun dating again, and work has been going well. For the first time in a long while, it felt like my life was finally being restored, like I could actually see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then, 2 days ago, I get a text from her. Hey, I know it's been a while, but I've been thinking about you. Would you be open to meeting for coffee sometime? Just like that. Out of nowhere. No explanation, no reason. Just a soft opener with a loaded question. I stare at my phone for a good 5 minutes. My first reaction was confusion, then anger. I didn't respond. Instead, I reached out to some of our mutual friends I hadn't spoken to for some time, just to get their read on things and ask how she's been. Apparently, she's not doing well. One friend said she's been really emotional lately, crying at random times, saying she feels lost. Another mentioned she's struggling financially, with rent and bills piling up, so she's been taking extra work to keep up. When we were married, our finances were separated from the start, and we earned roughly the same. So, when we divorced, there was no alimony, and we never had any kids. They also mentioned she hasn't been seeing anyone for a while. There was a guy she dated, but he ended things, and it hit her hard. They said she talks about me sometimes, not in detail, just in passing, like she's realizing what she threw away. And now I'm stuck in my own head, because I don't know if this message is genuine or just loneliness talking. Part of me wants to meet her, not to get back together, but maybe just to have closure, to see if she's the same person or someone who finally understands what happened between us. But the other part of me remembers the pain, the nights I spent wondering why I wasn't enough, the sacrifices I made trying to fix a marriage that was already broken beyond repair. She texted me asking if we could meet, but maybe what she really wants is comfort, not me. I don't know Reddit. Should I meet her? Or should I leave the past where it belongs? Best comments. That text alone is a trap. She's reaching out when she's lonely, not because she's ready to truly take responsibility. Trust your instincts. You've already done the hard work of moving on. I can feel the emotional push and pull in your post. You're not heartless for hesitating. You're just protecting yourself. My take on this is better you stay at home. Send her a message and tell her you have no time and wish her the best. She's not your problem anymore. If you go, just know she's likely going to do one of two things: try to get back with you or ask you for help with her problems. I personally wouldn't go, but I can understand if you decide to meet her. Update number 1. 4 days later. It's hard seeing someone you once felt responsible to fall apart. No matter how much time passes, that instinct to protect and take care doesn't just disappear because the marriage ended. It's built into who we are. And seeing her like that, fragile, lost, it brought up feelings I thought I'd already buried. We met yesterday. I had to go, so I agreed to the coffee, mostly out of curiosity, but maybe a little for closure, I really don't know. When I got there, she looked different. Not physically, she still looked like her, but the light was gone. She looked a little tired and anxious. The confident tone she had when she left me was replaced with a kind of quiet desperation. We made small talk at first. Work, family, and life. But it didn't take long before her eyes started to water. Then she said it, the thing I think I always knew was coming. I made a mistake. She said leaving was supposed to make her happier, but instead, it made her realize what she threw away. That she thought she'd find herself, but all she found was emptiness. She admitted she'd been trying to date after the divorce, but said she had horrible experiences and that the last guy she was seeing suddenly stopped talking to her, and she didn't even know why. Since then, everything's been going downhill. She told me about what she's been doing with her life, but never mentioned her financial problems. Not really a surprise, since she's always been a proud woman. Then she said she wanted to try again. She said she misses me and the version of her that existed when she was with me. She gave a long speech about her mistakes, how she needs me, how she should never have left, and how she should have given me more attention during the months I was trying to save her marriage. She admitted she should have helped me more, and she knows that now, if we both try, we can fix our marriage. And I'll be honest, hearing that wasn't satisfying. It didn't make me feel like I had won. It just hurt, because I knew the version of me she wants back doesn't exist anymore. I had to rebuild myself after she broke me, and I'm not going to tear that down again just to make her feel whole. I try to keep things calm and as painless as possible. I told her I cared about her. I'll always wish her well, but that I can't go back. Too much was said, too much was done, and there's no version of us that works anymore. She didn't take it well. She cried, asked if there was any chance I'd change my mind someday. That's when I had to be honest. Probably more than I wanted to be. I told her that when she left, she didn't just walk away from a marriage. She walked away from the man who would have done anything for her. That kind of loyalty doesn't grow back once it's been burned. I told her about other things I had to endure immediately after we initiated the divorce. Difficult experiences that I managed to overcome. After that, there wasn't much else to say. I paid for the coffee, stood up, and told her I truly hoped she finds peace, just not with me. Now I'm sitting here trying to process it all. It's strange. Part of me aches for her, but another part finally feels that I can move along. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done with her. She made the choices for both of us, and now she has to live with them. Best comments. Notice how she only shows up when she's lonely and struggling. That's the trap most men fall for. You stayed calm, told the truth, and walked away. A lot of men would have let her speech guilt them into a second chance. You didn't. Good for you. I have a friend who gave his wife a second chance, and it ended up costing him almost 2 years of his life that he'll never get back. They're divorced now. You held your frame. She left, she made her choices, and now she's facing the consequences. If her love life and finances were in good shape, she wouldn't think twice about you. Update number 2, 3 months later. After the last update, I thought it was over, that she'd finally accept it was done and move on. But things took a turn I never expected. At first, it was subtle, small, almost ignorable signs that something was off. I started getting random texts from her like, "Do you ever miss me?" Or, "I made your favorite dinner tonight. Wish you were here." I told her several times to stop, but she wouldn't, so I blocked her. But then I started getting the same type of messages from other numbers. And as I blocked each one, she just kept getting new ones. Every time I blocked a number, a new text would appear from another one a few days later. Then I started noticing her everywhere. Once or twice could have been coincidence, sure. But when I kept bumping into her at my gym, at the grocery store, even at the park near my house, it became obvious she wasn't just showing up randomly. She even drove by my work parking lot a few times. I recognized her car. She'd slow down, pretending to be on her phone or adjusting something in the mirror, but I knew what she was doing. I tried to ignore her, hoping she'd stop once she realized I wasn't reacting. But ignoring her only made her more persistent. One afternoon, she showed up at my office lobby, waiting for me to come down. I was furious and embarrassed. I told her this had to stop, that I'd call the cops next time. She started crying, saying she just wanted to talk, that we could still fix this. When I said, "We're divorced," she looked me dead in the eye and said, "Not to me, we're not." That's when I knew this had gone from sad to dangerous. Then, last Friday, things escalated. I got home from work around 7 p.m., and right away I knew something was off. I saw flickering light coming from inside. When I walked in, my house smelled like food, pasta and garlic, and I saw candles everywhere. My living room was full of them, with paper hearts taped to the walls and soft music playing from my bedroom. When I opened the bedroom door, she was there, completely naked, sitting on my bed, surrounded by rose petals. She smiled and said, "Welcome home. I cooked your favorite. I'm ready to be your wife again. I'll do everything right this time." I have to admit that I froze. I couldn't even process it at first. Then I exploded, told her to cover herself, and explain how she got in. She tried to touch me, crying and begging for one more chance. When I told her to leave or I'd call the cops, she ran in the bathroom, locked the door, and screamed that she couldn't live without me. I called 911 immediately. The cops showed up. The whole neighborhood was watching from outside while the cops tried to talk her out. It took nearly half an hour before she finally came out, wrapped in my towel, crying, saying she just wanted to fix things. They escorted her out, and I filed a full report. The next morning, I called my mom to tell her everything. She was horrified, but then she said something that made my stomach drop. Apparently, my ex had visited her 3 days before the break-in. She told my mom she just wanted to talk, and she missed talking to my mom. Since my mom always liked her, she let her in. She stayed for about an hour, talking about how she missed me and how she'd realized we were meant to be together, etc. When I was almost finished telling what had happened, my mom paused and said, "Wait, I think she took something." She went to check and realized the spare key to my house, the one she kept for emergencies, was gone. My mother said she must have taken the key when she asked to use the bathroom, and I know my ex knew exactly where the spare key was kept. Now, I finally understand how she managed to get inside. But it didn't end there. That same night, I got a call from my ex-father-in-law. He sounded exhausted. He said she's going to be under surveillance and getting psychiatric help. He told me she hadn't been acting normal for weeks. She'd been saying we were still married, that we were just taking a break, and that we'd be together soon. He apologized over and over, saying the family was stepping in and she'd be getting real help this time. He promised she wouldn't come near me again. I wanted to be angry, but mostly I just felt empty and I just thank him. I should have listened to the people who told me not to meet her again. I thought being polite and calm was the mature thing to do, but all I did was feed her delusion that there was still hope. Now I'm changing every lock, installing cameras, and meeting with a lawyer to get a restraining order. I just want peace again. If anyone reading this thinks it's harmless to talk to an unstable ex for closure, don't. When someone can't accept that it's over, every word you say just becomes fuel for their fantasy. I learned that the hard way. Best comments. This is horrifying. She's not just emotionally unstable. She's delusional. You did everything right by calling cops. Make sure your workplace and neighbors know what's going on, just in case she tried her luck again. The stalking behavior, the new numbers, the car, the break-in, all clear signs of obsession. You're lucky she didn't hurt you. Keep documenting everything and get the restraining order. Her father calling proves even her own family realizes how serious this is. I hope she gets the help she needs, but your focus should be on safety. She could get dangerous if she realizes she really lost you forever. Stay alert.